In the last hour, it's been confirmed that the England women's football match at Wembley will be capped at 55,000 spectators due to planned engineering works on the tube. The Football Association has already sold 45,000 tickets for the friendly with Germany, more tickets than the last men's friendly, which was against Norway. Our sports reporter Sara Orchard has more.
Rooney's onside!
For years, or forever really, England football has been dominated by the men's team. But at a time when some of the nation's fan base is questioning its undying passion, come the 23rd of November, the sporting landscape will shift, as England's women have already sold more tickets for a friendly at Wembley than the men.
When the figure was revealed, everyone was really buzzing, and obviously everyone wants to be a part of the game.
Keen to impress, the last men's friendly with Norway only sold just over 40,000 seats. Today, the Football Association announced that a record-breaking 55,000 tickets have been sold for the women's match with Germany. But there the sale must end due to planned engineering works on the tube. With closures on both the Metropolitan and Jubilee lines, it means the transport network would be unable to cope with greater numbers.
We're very proud of how many tickets we've sold. There's been a lot of work gone into it, and it shows the growth of women's football, and it shows that people are interested and that a lot of people do want to come and watch us play.
The boom in the sport follows the FA's target to introduce the game to 40,000 females by 2015. This session at Middlesex University today saw quite a few of the uni team skip lectures, knowing that the England women would be turning up.
Usually we got 3 guys coaching us, and they don't know how it's like playing football for women. It's different, and they've been there too, so it's great.
Great Britain has secured a magnificent win at Wembley Stadium.
At the London 2012 Olympics, Team GB entertained over 70,000 at the home of football.
It was buzzing. You couldn't even hear your teammates call for the ball or anything on the pitch. We're hoping for the same atmosphere there. Loads of tickets have been sold, as we said, so it'll be really exciting.
But any chance of selling out the 80,000 Wembley has now been dashed by a very London problem: weekend engineering work. Sara Orchard, BBC London News.
The habits of cyclists in Hackney have been recorded over several months to help improve road safety. But the information gathered also shows a clear divide between the sexes. The data, collected via an app, shows men and women often using different routes, while men also tend to cycle later on in life. Let's get more from our sports reporter, Sara Orchard. Sara.
Thank you, Riz. Well, I'm at Velorution, a bike shop in central London, and I can tell you bikes are big business. So much so that Hackney Council decided to launch their own app to look at the habits of cyclists who are coming through the borough. It was meant to be a good way to report things like potholes so the local authority could fix things a lot quicker. But what they also discovered inadvertently was a clear gender divide between the sexes' cycling habits.
While Sir Chris Hoy and Sir Bradley Wiggins are credited with boosting London's lycra set, Olympic champions like Laura Trott have also boosted female interest, with the split of riders last calculated at 67% men and 33% women.
However, the last thing that female riders in the capital want to do is race their bikes. We know that now after data that's been released by a cycling app that was created by Hackney Council.
We felt this was the app would be a good way of actually trying to gather information about where people were cycling. And one of the things we found out when we were analysing the information was that women cyclists and male cyclists chose different routes, where male cyclists predominantly use the main roads, busy routes, whereas where women are cycling on quieter side roads.
I do prefer to take quieter routes, mainly because I think if you're on a bike, it is safer to take a back route.
I take roads that I know are going to be more quiet. Sometimes it's a bit more dangerous because I have to stop, as I have now, and keep looking at my phone for directions.
The findings might not seem groundbreaking, but the council will use the evidence to create more female-friendly routes in the borough. 63-year-old Sally Haywell has been cycling in Hackney since the 1970s. As a trained instructor, she's organised hundreds of sessions for parents and children to get them on their bikes.
I've advised them to have a little bit of cycle training because it short circuits all that learning. And I suppose I just say, well, you know, look at me, you know, I'm not exactly kind of a slinky lycra person. When people keep saying to me, oh, cycling's dangerous. No, all you need to know know a few little tips, and it's absolutely fine.
The Hackney app data also showed that women stop cycling when they're middle-aged, although Sally told us not to rely on that statistic, as she and many of her friends don't own a smartphone.
Well, of course, it's not quite one size fits all, but to tell us more about the habits of London cyclists, I'm joined by Jonathan Cole, who runs the bike shop here. Do you think that the cycling industry is really beginning to wake up, that more women want to cycle?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Why do you think that is? What's changing?
Well, we're seeing that the whole commuter habits in London have moved towards two wheels over the past few years. And ladies as much as men want to cycle around town. It's a more convenient way of doing so.
Are there more specific products targeted at women now?
Yes, we're getting a lot of clothing, we're getting a lot of accessories coming through, and of course the bikes are changing to be more friendly towards ladies than they have ever been before.
Thank you so much for your time, Jonathan. Well, only in the last month, the Mayor's Cycling Commissioner, Andrew Gilligan, did actually say that he wants to get rid of that image of London cycling being macho, make it a little bit more continental, and that may well appeal to more women. Back to you in the studio.
OK, Sara, thanks very much.
Now, last night, Arsenal ladies opened their Women's Super League season with a 1-1 draw away at Notts County. Tonight, Chelsea ladies play their first game on the road at Bristol. The Blues will have high hopes following the signing of Korean midfielder Ji-soo Young. The 23-year-old is a household name in parts of Asia, but has been settling in nicely to life in England with the help of a few home comforts.
Hello, my name is Ji-soo Young.
And Ji is Chelsea ladies' latest star signing. They've all been training hard ahead of their first WSL match, but they did take Ji for a trip to the Korean supermarket in New Malden for a little taste of home.
오늘 만두랑
I haven't eaten Korean food in a while, and it was all delicious, especially the dumplings. It was good for everyone else to try, but I felt bad that it was just the three of us eating.
이렇게 다 같이 드셨어야 됐는데
Next time, I hope to take more of the Chelsea staff and players to try Korean food.
자리에 꼭 같이 먹었으면 좋겠다고.
Ji certainly had enough in her basket for the whole team. Living with teammates Laura Coombs and Emma Williamson, she's happy making player appearances for the club's foundation, but sometimes the language barrier can make life interesting.
We try to talk to each other, but then we use Google Translate, which is not always the best thing.
There was one morning where me and Emma were walking out the door for training and Ji was sat in her pyjamas. I don't think she quite understood that we had training.
Ji-soo Young's arrival at Chelsea ladies is significant for a number of reasons. She could have played anywhere in the world but chose England. That shows the increasing weight and popularity of the WSL. On top of that, with promotion and relegation introduced to the WSL this season, it shows Chelsea ladies' intent to remain in the top tier.
It's massive for the club. If the club wants to carry on going forward and we want to keep having the best players at our team, we all know sort of the pressure that's on.
이번 시즌 정말 첼시.
I want to help show that Chelsea ladies is a strong team and help them achieve what they can.
득점에 최대한 많이.
I also want to score lots of goals, but it's not about me getting goal-scoring records. It's about Chelsea winning trophies.
도움이 되는 선수가 되고 싶다.
And hopefully as the trophies come, so will Ji's English.
Thank you so much.
Ji-soo Young there. She was speaking to me on Tuesday ahead of the news of the South Korean ferry disaster. Chelsea ladies travel away to Bristol Academy ladies this evening. Now, we've had some breaking news in the last hour that tennis player Laura Robson has announced that she won't be playing at Wimbledon this year as she's due to have wrist surgery. The British female #1 made the announcement on her Facebook page and hopes the operation will mean she'll be able to play pain-free. She'll also miss the French Open. Very sad news there for the girl from Wimbledon as well. Very sad news. Chris, back to you.
What a disappointment. Thank you, Sarah.